You're watching Machindo's hometown station, HTV1.
Hello everyone, it's Brett Boyd from the Market House, where we have adjusted our hours to serve the community and keep our community and our associates safe. So now Market House is available to you from 9 until 6 every single day, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. with an exclusive shopping hour for seniors from 9 to 10. And don't forget our tech shopping service as well, 517-234-2020. Market House is here for you.
Tired of having everyone know you're coming before you arrive because of your exhaust? If so, then it's time to call the experts at RS Custom Exhaust in Hillsdale. RS Custom Exhaust has all the tools and parts to make your vehicle quiet again. And for you sports car enthusiasts, if you're looking for the roar to be the king of the roads, RS Custom Exhaust can help you too. With free estimates and first-class service, RS Custom Exhaust has your vehicle covered. So stop and see them today, located at 1461 Vera Drive in Hillsdale.
From Machindo's news leader, this is HTV1 News at noon.
Daily growth in the number of novel coronavirus cases has slowed in some places, but continues to grow all the same. Well, good afternoon, Machindo. I'm Scott Pienta. Yesterday's numbers mostly remained close to what they were the day before, but there were still some increases. In Branch County, there are now 29 residents and 55 Lakeland inmates confirmed positive for the COVID-19, along with 2 residents and 1 inmate dead, not counting the second inmate death that we reported to you yesterday. Hillsdale County is now at 77 positive and 9 deaths. Lenawee County has 48 coronavirus cases and 10 recoveries with no deaths. Again, now that does not count the prisoners at the Gus Harrison Correctional Facility, which recently reported 6 inmates confirmed positive. Now our 3 southern counties remain unchanged from Sunday's numbers. Steuben County with 12 cases and 1 death, Williams County with 3 cases and no deaths, and Fulton County with 7 cases and no deaths. WLKI reports that the Indiana State Department of Health has set up a drive-through COVID-19 testing location at Ivy Tech Community College in Fort Wayne. It's available to any healthcare workers, first responders, or essential workers under Indiana's executive order who have symptoms associated with the virus. That clinic will be open between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. until Friday. Other restrictions may apply. You may have to provide qualifying proof of employment and a valid ID. The Bryan Times says both Pioneer and Montpelier have approved an agreement among Williams County Emergency Services to fill in for each other as necessary during this pandemic. The memorandum of understanding says that if one of the communities is unable to staff an essential department like fire or police due to the outbreak, another community's department would provide coverage. That agreement has also been signed onto by Blakesley, Bryan, Egerton, Eden, Stryker, West Unity, and Williams County Sheriff's Office, and the county's Central Communications Agency. Now, Pioneer has also approved a countywide agreement that allows communications agencies to disclose someone's coronavirus status if a first responder is called to their house. Village Solicitor Tom Thompson says that the disclosure is authorized under HEPA, and the agreement exists to affirm that. The Pioneer Village Council passed both measures unanimously. The Village of Delta says they haven't been able to read water meters due to the pandemic, so everyone on the system will only receive a bill for the minimum amount of $48.12. A post on the Village's Facebook says they do plan on being able to read meters later this month, and the accumulated usage will be included in the May billing cycle. The Village says they only have 1 person working in that office, and that will be the case until Ohio's stay-at-home order is lifted. Well, there will be soon exclusive seniors-only option for safe grocery shopping in Angola. WLKI says that the Steuben County Council on Aging, the United Way, and Fairview Missionary Church have teamed up to open a senior-safe shop at the church for all residents 60 age or older. Designated areas will be set up to allow seniors to pick up essential items including food, toiletries, paper products, and laundry supplies, medical essentials, and water. The shopping checklist will be provided so items can be ready to go or made ready for delivery or curbside pickup. There will also be a space set aside to help seniors with setting up accounts and placing online orders for pickup or delivery where those services are available. There will also be a limit on the number of people allowed in at one time to comply with social distancing rules, and all staff and volunteers will take precautionary measures before working. A grant through the United Way has already been allowed the group to buy items from local stores, and the Senior Safe Shop will open next Tuesday, April 21st, and will be open every Tuesday and Thursday after that from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. in the gym at Fairview Missionary Church. If you'd like more information or you want to volunteer, you can call the Steuben County Council on Aging at 260-665-8191. The COA is also providing grocery delivery service to homes across the county. That service is available Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. For more information on that, you can call Stark Transportation at 260-665-9856. Donations for that delivery service are greatly appreciated. One of the hardest hit business sectors in the pandemic has, of course, been the travel and hospitality industry, and local businesses are feeling the strain. The Bryan Times says that the Rainbow Motel in Holiday City has been hit so hard that owner Harry Patel has been forced to close. Patel told the paper that it was a financial decision, citing high costs and lack of business amidst the COVID-19 outbreak. He says the hotel is only getting long-term guests and no walk-in customers, something the hotels and motels in the Turnpike Spawn Village rely on. Last week, notices were left at the 5 current guests that utilities would be turned off as of Friday. And Patel says he had no idea what those guests are planning to do. He says he doesn't know when he'll be able to reopen the motel, but says he plans to do so and if and when he can find funding for it. Michigan Works staffers are finishing up cross-training as they lend a hand to the state's unemployment insurance agency. The Coldwater Daily Reporter says the boost will be necessary as the self-employed, gig workers, independent contractors, and low-wage workers can now apply for federal benefits as of yesterday. By Monday, the UIA office has already been hit with 816,000 claims, 384,000 of them just coming this past week. Michigan Works officials say that the staff won't be making any monetary decision. They'll just simply be answering the calls and entering data. Estimates predict the Michigan unemployment rate will hit 15% by the end of the month, and state officials say every eligible worker who applies will receive benefits backdated to the date that they were laid off. Fulton County interpretation of Ohio's emergency orders already led to the cancellation of an Easter Bunny event in Wauseon. Now the expositor says it also led to the postponement of an Easter parade that was planned by the Swanton Ministerial Association. That event was announced some time ago on the association's Facebook page, but some members of the community responded with concern and disapproval. In a more recent announcement, the association said that they consulted with both the mayor and the county health department and decided that there were too many factors that caused possible health hazards, especially people gathering in the streets along the parade routes. They decided to postpone the parade until it's safe to gather in public. The Fulton County Department of Health has sent a letter last week to Wauseon Mayor Kathy Hunter telling her that the plan to drive the Easter Bunny around town on the fire truck was in violation of the Ohio stay-at-home order. On the opposite side of that coin, the Bryan Times says a group of volunteers in Pioneer held a similar event anyway, and the Pioneer Area Chamber of Commerce even held an Easter egg hunt on Sunday. There's no word of any disapproval from the Williams County Health Department. The Easter Bunny was driven around town in an open Jeep on Saturday, waving to everybody as he passed by. As for the Easter egg hunt, well, painted eggs were hidden in multiple locations throughout the village with a question on each egg. Residents could answer the question online, and Mayor Ed Kidston moderated while awarding the winners. Well, still to come, the city of Coldwater has a new council member, and pot shops should be opening soon in Coldwater. Well, you're watching HTV1 News at noon.
There's a reason that professionals shop at Jonesville Lumber. They expect quality, service, and knowledge. And that's exactly what they receive. For nearly 100 years, Jonesville Lumber has been family owned. We take pride in serving our area with great products at competitive prices. We have dedicated project estimators in-house that will help figure the materials needed to complete your next task at hand. Whether you're building your dream home, adding a pole barn, building a deck, updating your kitchen, or painting your front door, let Jonesville Lumber help you with your next project.
Authentic Mexican food is just a short drive away at El Cerrito in Coldwater and Hillsdale. The variety-packed menu has something for everyone, with classic Mexican dishes, El Cerrito specialties, and tasty treats for dessert. Don't forget the best margaritas in town with margarita specials Friday and Saturday. And carry-out ordering is great for work lunches or picking up dinner for the family. Make your next meal a fiesta for your taste buds at El Cerrito on Chicago Street in downtown Coldwater and Carlton Road in Hillsdale.
Well, one of the suspects who was charged for the break-in and theft from storage units in Coldwater last summer has been sentenced. WTVB says 45-year-old Robbie McCartney entered a no-contest plea to charges of breaking and entering and receiving and concealing stolen property. 8 other counts were dropped in exchange for those pleas. McCartney will spend 2 to 10 years in prison for the breaking and entering charge, concurrent with 1 to 5 years for the receiving and concealing charge, all with credit for 279 days already served. He'll also have to pay $232 in restitution. McCartney's co-defendant, 37-year-old Jennifer Oliver, also pleaded no contest to the same charges in a deal that dropped 7 other charges against her. Now, she was given an 11-month jail sentence with credit for 202 days already served, which was suspended in favor of probation after 9 months. She was also required to pay $232 in restitution. The Coldwater City Council has a new member. WTVB reports that Chad Johnson's appointment to the vacant second ward seat was formally approved on the council's online meeting last night. That seat was left open by longtime council member Chris Pierce, who resigned last month citing personal reasons. Second Ward Council member James Knack reviewed applications and recommended Johnson for the seat, which Johnson will occupy until the end of his term, end of that term in January. Now, Johnson has indicated that he intends to run for a full term in November. City officials in Adrian say recreational marijuana is less than 2 weeks away. Well, that's according to the Daily Telegram. The City Commission approved 3 dual-purpose permits last week, 1 each going to Amazing Buds, High Wire Farms, and North Coast Provisions. While the state of Michigan requires separate processes for the medical and recreational marijuana businesses to be licensed, the city's dual-use permits cover both forms of dispensary. All 3 of those companies already sell medicinal marijuana. Some final paperwork from the state is all that's left before shops can open to the public. High Wire Farms owner Eric Kennedy told the commission last Monday that as soon as the final paper steps are finished, he expects to be open in less than a week. The owners of Amazing Buds and North Coast both estimate 1 to 2 weeks from last Monday for their openings. The recent study from the Michigan State University Center for Economic Analysis concluded that Michigan's marijuana industry is maturing rapidly, but a wider acceptance of recreational marijuana by local communities would help speed up that process. Now, they estimate that once retail sales become widely available, well, that side of the industry will collect about $3 billion in revenue, with a total economic impact of almost $8 billion, raising just under $496 million in tax revenue. Many people have been lamenting Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer orders to halt motorboating on the state's lakes and waterways due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but you can rest assured that that has nothing to do with this. The city of Hillsdale says the dock at the Waterworks Drive boat launch was in need of repairs, so they're going to take this opportunity to do just that. The dock has been removed and is scheduled to be reinstalled on April 24th. Now, the city apologizes for any inconvenience, and they ask that you direct any questions or concerns to the Department of Public Services at 517-437-6490. The Angola wastewater treatment plant has moved its compost pile outside the facility, and it's now free to the public. The Herald Republican says officials wanted to continue providing compost, but had to do it in a way that complies with Indiana's pandemic restrictions. So there's now a pile stocked outside the treatment plant. You'll have to bring your own shovel and container. Officials say that they'll keep that compost pile stocked as long as social distancing guidelines remain in effect or until they run out of compost. Well, after the break, Michigan's largest city is also the hardest hit by the coronavirus outbreak, and one hospital is storing bodies in unused rooms. Plus, a look at Sweden's approach to the pandemic. The news at noon. We'll be right back.
The Saucy Dogs is the name and barbecue is the game. Come on down for a good time and some great food. At Saucy Dogs, try our barbecue nachos or our tasty ribs. We'll have you howling for more. Saucy Dogs, downtown Jonesville.
Does your vehicle sound like a tractor putting down the road? Then you need to see the experts at RS Custom Exhaust in Hillsdale. They will give you a free estimate along with first-class customer service. They custom make any exhaust needed for your vehicle. Stop and see them today, located at 1461 Vera Drive in Hillsdale.
Hello everyone, it's Brett Boyd from the Market House, where we have adjusted our hours to serve the community and keep our community and our associates safe. So now Market House is available to you from 9 until 6 every single day, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. with an exclusive shopping hour for seniors from 9 to 10. And don't forget our text shopping service as well, 517-234-2020. Market House is here for you.
Well, Michigan has seen more than 1,600 coronavirus deaths, most of them in Detroit, where hospitals have been overwhelmed. Well, CNN exclusively obtained some very upsetting and graphic photos from a hospital there. They show bodies stored in vacant rooms and piled on top of each other in refrigerated units. Ryan Young reports.
I can tell you over a few days, my team and I have been working on this. We've been talking to healthcare professionals throughout the Detroit area, and it was at a couple hospitals where we were getting some information from them about some of the conditions they were working in. Now, we'll show you some of these photos. This was during a time when there was an influx of patients, and obviously this entire area has been hit very hard by COVID-19. What some of the professionals inside the ER were telling us that basically at some point they were overwhelmed. There were patients dying in a hallway. They also had so many bodies they didn't know where to put them at one point. And you can see them in this one room where it's a sleep study room. They've placed them in there for a period of time. But it's the freezer room that really caught our attention, where you can see the bodies stacked on top of each other. I can tell you some of the staff there became so upset they started reaching out to us. They didn't think there was enough preparation put in place to make sure they were able to absorb all the people they were seeing. The patient ratios were also off. They had a lot of nurses and not enough nurses to the patients. And so we'll show you the freezers from the outside. We know they had to order more freezers. So they had 5 freezers to be included on the outside to have all the patients that they were receiving. At this point, the hospital says they surged more staff. They've added more freezers. But you could tell the toll on the staff themselves. They were very upset talking to us over a several-day period saying more needed to be done.
Michigan's governor says the curve is beginning to flatten in parts of the state. The U.S. ambassador in Seoul says COVID-19 test kits ordered by FEMA have been loaded at Seoul's airport and are bound for the U.S. A tweet from AMB Harry Harris Jr. said that the U.S. was grateful to Seoul's South Korea's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. On Monday, South Korea's foreign minister said that the country would be sending 600,000 test kits to the United States. President Donald Trump and South Korean President Moon Jae-in spoke in the phone last month about the pandemic. Now, Trump had requested assistance procuring medical equipment from South Korea. South Korea's ability to test large numbers of people in a short period of time has been seen as a major contributing factor in its success in combating the virus. A return to normalcy following the coronavirus outbreak, well, that's what President Trump and many others are hoping for. But when is that time right to try to achieve that? Well, John Lawrence reports.
Uncle Sam opening his wallet, starting to send out stimulus checks. 80 million Americans should receive payments this week. It's one of the first major steps taken to get the U.S. economy, battered by the COVID-19 pandemic, back up and running.
We will soon finalize new and very important guidelines to give governors the information they need to start safely opening their states.
A number of states on the east and west coasts are working on plans to reopen, but there's no official timetable.
Do it carefully, do it slowly, and do it intelligently. More testing and more precautions.
That cautious attitude is shared by governors from both parties.
We must reopen in a way in which we are able to stimulate the economy while at the very same time ensuring that we contain the spread of COVID-19.
And an influential coronavirus model often cited by the White House predicts the pandemic could end by summer if social distancing continues through May.
It leads to a situation where every case is infecting less than one other case. And that means if you keep the course, you'll get transmission essentially down to zero.
Other experts say the model's projection, which only goes until August, is unlikely, if not impossible. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
The coronavirus has infected nearly 583,000 people in the U.S., according to Johns Hopkins University. Scandinavian countries reported the first coronavirus deaths at roughly the same time, but they've taken very different approaches to handling the virus. Denmark, the second European country to impose a lockdown, Norway quarantining anyone coming back from abroad for 2 weeks, and then there's, Sweden, which after refusing to shut down businesses has seen 919 deaths, much higher than their Scandinavian neighbors. Phil Black looks at how Sweden's lax lockdown restrictions may have dramatically impacted the spread.
In these strange times, this is a strange sight. People just hanging out in bars and cafes, enjoying the sunny Easter weekend with friends and family. The coronavirus hasn't skipped Sweden. They're just dealing with it very differently. No forced closures, no lockdown. Some, including President Trump, think the country is betting everything on that controversial theory, herd immunity, deliberately allowing the disease to move through the population so younger people with antibodies surround and protect the elderly and more vulnerable.
Sweden did that. The herd, they call it the herd. Sweden suffering very, very badly.
Absolutely not true, says the Swedish government.
Our goal is the same as in most other countries. We want to save lives. We want to hinder the spreading of the virus.
Swedish health officials say their approach is designed to slow the virus where it spreads most, and they don't think that's in bars and restaurants.
Not convinced that lockdowns and these kind of things work very well.
Anders Tegnell, Sweden's state epidemiologist, says their strategy's focus is asking everyone to avoid travel, work from home where possible, and isolate if you feel unwell. And he says it's worked, flattening the curve, keeping critical cases within the capacity of the health system.
I think one of the strong reasons for why we have been doing what we're doing in Sweden is that we feel that this is very sustainable. We can keep on doing this for months at the end without any real harm to society.
But the numbers tell a different story. For a small country, Sweden has suffered a relatively high number of deaths, now at 919. The deaths per 100,000 people stands at 8.83, higher than that of the United States at 6.73, but still far less than Italy at nearly 33. And there's one especially disturbing trend in Sweden's experience so far. Health officials say around half the total figure killed lived in homes for the elderly. The World Health Organization says it's imperative. Sweden must do more. And 2,000 Swedish scientists have signed a petition because they fear current policies will mean many more deaths.
Our authorities think that they are in control, but what we are saying is that the catastrophe is luring around the corner, so you're not in control in 2-3 weeks' time.
Critics say Sweden is now trapped in a high-risk experiment. Swedish officials believe they've found the right balance. Either way, in the coming months, Sweden will have much to teach the world about how to best manage COVID-19.
Well, social distancing has hit the floral industry hard, and that lack of demand has traveled upstream to growers. As a result, farmers in the Netherlands have destroyed about 400 million flowers. At least 140 million of those are tulips, which came into bloom right as the COVID-19 pandemic took hold in March. In an ironic twist, some tulip farms are having the opposite problem. A particularly robust year for beautiful tulip colors has drawn tourists to view them in the fields. Some farmers are destroying their own flowers in an effort to get people to stay away. Usually this is a time of year about $30 million worth of Dutch flowers are sold each day. One quick sports note for you, and something Hillsdale Charger basketball fans will likely cheer. Former player and assistant coach Brandon Pritzel has been named as assistant head coach of the men's basketball team. Now, the Hillsdale College Athletic Department says the new title increase Pritzel's role at the senior assistant coach under John Tharp starting next season, which will be Pritzel's fifth as a coach. Now, with the departure of six-year assistant coach and former player Ryan Chouanier, this makes Pritzel the longest tenured assistant in the program. Coach Tharp, starting his 14th season at the helm next year, says he believes that he is one of the best young coaches in the Midwest. He's excited to continue having him as part of the staff. Now, Pritzel says he's proud of the effort that he and other coaches have put into the building the program's culture and family atmosphere, and he's ready to step up into a higher role in maintaining that effort. Now, he played for the Chargers from 2010 to 2014 as a 3-year starting guard. He was named in the GLIAC All-Defensive Team twice and helped lead Hillsdale to their second-year GLIAC regular season title and multiple 20-plus win seasons. He also spent 2 years as graduate assistant at Ohio University before returning to Hillsdale as a full-time assistant in 2016. In the time since, the Chargers have a 74-41 record, won a share of their third regular season conference title since moving to Division II in 1990, and have made a fifth NCAA tournament appearance. Squirrels, well, they're adorable. We'll have a story for you right after that. Next on HTV1.
El Cerrito's variety-packed menu has something for everyone. With generous servings and lots of flavor, you'll think of it as a fiesta for your taste buds. Dine in or carry out at El Cerrito on Chicago Street in downtown Coldwater and Carlton Road in Hillsdale.
There's a reason that professionals shop at Jonesville Lumber. They expect quality, service, and knowledge. And that's exactly what they receive. For nearly 100 years, Jonesville Lumber has been family-owned. We take pride in serving our area with great products at competitive prices. We have dedicated project estimators in-house that will help figure the materials needed to complete your next task at hand. Whether you're building your dream home, adding a pole barn, building a deck, updating your kitchen, or painting your front door, let Jonesville Lumber help you with your next project.
The Saucy Dogs is the name and barbecue is the game. Come on down for a good time and some great food. At Saucy Dogs, try our barbecue nachos or our tasty ribs. We'll have you howling for more. Saucy Dogs, downtown Jonesville.
Well, a California man is making the most out of his time at home due to the coronavirus. Well, he's gotten into woodworking, and he says demand for his picnic tables has really taken off. But there's something unique about his pieces. Most of his customers are on the furry side. Dina Kufer reports.
He's not a carpenter by trade, but the stay-at-home order has inspired Juan Nahara, who's in the refrigeration business, to chip up a new hobby.
I've handed out 75 of them. I have 43 on a waiting list as of this morning.
Using scrap wood from home projects, he is making picnic tables. But these are not your average tables. No, these are one of a kind.
Set it outside, you put a little treat, squirrels come up, birds come up.
That's right. These miniature wooden structures are for the squirrels.
And I put it on Nextdoor neighbor app. And from there, people are going nuts for it.
Pun intended. It's a project he never thought would take off the way it has. But Juan's creation is all the buzz saw.
I have two favorites. One is there's a squirrel and then there's a turkey right next to it. It looks like they're having lunch. And then another one came in where they actually painted it and they did like a checker design on top of it.
So while we're all being told to branch off into smaller groups, Juan is helping his neighbors and their backyard visitors feel chipper.
Hopefully it, lightens up somebody's day and, brings some joy, to these difficult times that we're going through right now.
Well, the squirrel tables are free through the Nextdoor app. I also wanted to make a note that you can also get those a little closer to home by going on the Facebook group The Shed, as Jim is making those Jim Tubergen is making those as well. So you might want to check them out on The Shed and see if they still have any of those available. Well, those are today's top stories, and you can see us right back here tomorrow for HTV1 News at noon. Don't forget, you can find more news in our live streams 24/7 at htv1.net. For all of us here at HTV1, I'm Scott Pienta. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon and have a great day, everybody.
Tired of having everyone know you're coming before you arrive because of your exhaust? If so, then it's time to call the experts at RS Custom Exhaust in Hillsdale. RS Custom Exhaust has all the tools and parts to make your vehicle quiet again. And for you sports car enthusiasts, if you're looking for the roar to be the king of the roads, RS Custom Exhaust can help you too. With free estimates and first-class service, RS Custom Exhaust has your vehicle covered. So stop and see them today, located at 1461 Vera Drive in Hillsdale.
Hello everyone, it's Brett Boyd from the Market House, where we have adjusted our hours to serve the community and keep our community and our associates safe. So now Market House is available to you from 9 until 6 every single day, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. with an exclusive shopping hour for seniors from 9 to 10. And don't forget our tech shopping service as well, 517-234-2020. Market House is here for you.